Welcome to another edition of Joe's Politics 101. It is August 24th, 2013, and I got an issue with education. Education. You know, my daughters, my two girls, went to school before they had pre-K, kindergarten. You know, they started their education in the first grade, like I started my education in the first grade. And usually, young children, you know, when they reach the age around 3, maybe 2, 3, they're learning some things from home, you know, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, up to 10 or whatever. And a lot of us try to get our children to read some things, you know, before they make it to school. And it's not that much difference nowadays. The difference that we have nowadays is we have an educational system that starts with at around 4 years old at pre-K, what they call pre-K, pre-kindergarten education. Okay. And then you leave that and you go to kindergarten, and then you go to the first grade. Okay. So supposedly, and this is how I draw my analogies on it is, okay, you start in pre-K, you go to kindergarten, and by the time that you get to the first grade, you should know, you know, all your ABCs, you should know all your numbers up to at least 100, and you should have some reading ability. Well, I have a granddaughter that went to school in St.Tammany Parish School Board. In particular, she went to Covington Elementary School, pre-K. Now, I don't want to create a great big argument or a big situation here, but I am concerned about how the pre-K teachers are schooling or teaching the kids, how they are getting them to learn. You know, I was, you know, playing with my granddaughter, and, you know, I wanted her to say her ABCs, so she starts saying her ABCs. But instead of saying ABC, she like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, L, M, P. Okay. That should be part of the learning process. You know, I have no problem with that. And I asked her, I said, look, I say, when y'all say your ABCs, do you say A, B, C, D, E? She said, no, we sing them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I said, oh, okay. And, you know, I started quizzing her on the words, on the alphabet. I say, with a flashcard, I say, what is that? I went through B, C, D, E, And none of that registered, you know. It was like, hell, she ain't learning her ABCs. She's not learning her ABCs. So I bought some more flashcards that had, you know, an apple, a cat, a dog, you know, different pictures on it. And she did well, you know. The A had the apple. She said apple for A. B for ball. C for cat. D for dog. And right on down the line, she got to the S, and she says Snoopy the Snake, or something like that. Snoopy the Snake, or Snicky the Snake, or something. And I'm like, whoa. You know, the kids are not learning anything in pre-K. Now, whose fault is that? Is that my fault? Is that the teacher's fault? Or is that the curriculum's fault? Or is that the school board's fault? Whose fault is it that a child who goes to pre-K can only identify their alphabets by associating it with a apple or orange or whatever? That bothers me. Because to get educated, to become educated, I believe the teachers should be teaching the facts. You know, children are playful at 4 years old. They've been playing all their life, ever since they can remember, from age 1 to 4, when they decided that they got to go to school. So the playfulness hadn't left. But you don't take a whole 9 months and make a game out of education. Education is not a game. It's a serious matter that should be imposed upon children in incremental steps. But the steps should be accurate. It should include the proper learning procedures. Now, I'm not a teacher, and I'm not involved in education, except for helping my children get their education and my grandchildren to get theirs. Now, in a way, I'm kind of filing this as a protest against the St. Tammany Parish School Board for the curriculum that I think needs to be changed to be inclusive in the teaching of the alphabet or the numbers in pre-K. Don't teach kids to associate things by symbols, especially alphabets, because alphabets are the basic and the ground rules for spelling, learning, and reading. Those are the basic ground rules for those items, reading and understanding what you see. So from the beginning, the child should be taught to say the ABCs, not sing them. You know, the stage of singing them should be included, but at the end of the singing period, when they got them all down and they can say them all the way through or sing them all the way through, should go back and individualize them all. That's a message I'm sending to St. Tammany Parish School Board. Change that curriculum. Make it more effective so the children coming out of pre-K going into kindergarten will know their numbers, their ABCs, and maybe have some idea of how to put some words together to make the word cat, dog, he, she, him, her, or whoever, Dick or Jane, or whatever it might be. You know, Dick and Jane was a simple way of learning. Dick and Jane, Spot, Mom and Dad, so forth and so on. That's the type of school I went to. By the time I got out of first grade, I was doing my math. You know, all of that you learn in your first year of school. But now you got 2 extra years of schooling, and you're coming out of that going into the first grade, and you're not really even knowing the basics of education. That's my message to St. Tammany Parish. Change that curriculum. Get that curriculum correct.